Hi students, today we are going to discuss about the other topic from class 9th, circles, which is a 10th chapter. Circles 10th chapter. We have come across many objects in our daily life which are in a round in shape. Wheel, clock, keyring, bangle, coins, the denominations, these are all. You are able to see now, these are the round shape which are round in shape. We might have observed that the seconds hand goes round the dial of the clock rapidly and it tip moves in a round path. This path traced by the tip of the seconds hand is called circle. The path traced by the tip of the seconds hand in a clock is called a circle. Now we are going to discuss circle and its related terms. Circle and its related terms we are going to discuss. The collection of all the points in a plane which are a fixed distance from a fixed point in a plane is called a circle. The collection of all the points in a plane which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point in a plane is called a circle. The fixed point is called the center of the circle. O is in the figure. O is the center of the circle and the fixed distance is called radius of the circle. So OP is a fixed distance which is called radius of the circle. Radius is nothing but a line segment joining the center and any point on the circle. Radius is nothing but a line segment from the joining from center to any point on the circle is also called a radius of the circle. So any point, radius is the singular and radii is the plural. Radius is the singular and radii means many, plural. Now we are going to see parts of the circle. A circle divides the plane on which it lies into three parts. One is circle, interior and exterior. Inside the circle is called interior, outside the circle is called exterior, and the boundary that is called the circle. Circle, interior and circle is called circular region. Interior and circle is called the circular region. Chord of a circle. A line segment which joins two end points on the circle. Two points on the circle is called chord of the circle. Here we are seeing PQ is the chord of the circle and diameter. So chord which passes through the center of the circle is called its diameter. The longest chord in a circle is called diameter. The longest chord in a circle is called its diameter of the circle. Chord which touches the end points of the circle. Chord is a line segment in the circle which join two end points. So that is PQ is the chord and AB is the diameter of the circle. AOB is diameter of the circle and diameter is 2 times of its radius. Radius will be half of the diameter. Radius is half of the diameter. Now arc of the circle. Arc, a part of a circle between 2 points on it, is called arc of a circle. A part of a circle between 2 points, it is called an arc. Smaller part of the circle is called minor arc, and major part, bigger part, larger part of a circle is called major arc. You see in this figure, PQ is a minor arc which is located, and PRQ, see how we are reading, PRQ is the major arc. PRQ is the major arc. PRQ is the major arc. PQ is the minor arc. Now sector. The region between the arc and two radii is called sector. The region between the arc and two radii is called sector. Again here also we have minor sector and major sector. Minor sector, its minor arc corresponds to major sector, and major arc corresponds to major sector. If arc is minor, then we call it as minor sector. If the arc is major, then we call it as major sector. Now we are talking about segment. Segment is the region between a chord and either of its arcs is called segment of a circle. The region between a chord and either of its arcs is called segment of a circle. In this again, a circle has two segments. One is minor segment and major segment. If the arc is minor and corresponding chord between the region is called minor segment, and arc is major and between the chord, region between the chord and major arc is called major segment. Till now we have discussed the parts of the circle. We have discussed. So arc of a circle is denoted by this. This is arc. Suppose PQ, then it is denoted by arc. Observe it. If this is the circle, center of the circle PQ, so this point, so this is PQ. Arc is denoted by with this, and major arc means PRQ is the major. If it is a big, then this is the sector which already we have discussed. Now we are going to see theorems are there which we required some proofs. Angle subtended at the center of the circle by the given chords or by between the two radii, those all things we are going to discuss now. Now theorem 10.1. Equal chords of a circle subtend equal angle at the center. So equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Chords are equal. AB is a chord, CD is a chord. Those two are equal. Now if the chords are equal, they subtend, they form equal angles at the center. So we have to prove that angle AOB is equals to angle COD. This part and this part, we have to prove that they are equal. They both are equal. Let us see first. Given in a circle with center O, AB is equals to CD. These are chords. What are these? Chords. Both are chords. AB is equals to CD. We have to prove that, required to prove, they both form angles at the center, equal angles. That meaning is angle AOB is equals to angle COD. Angle AOB is equals to angle COD. Proof. So for that, consider triangle AOB and triangle COD. Observe it how the triangles has come. AB is a chord, CD is a chord. From center to O is a center. OA, what do you call? Yes, radius. OB, what do you call? Radius. OC and OD, yes, you're right. They are radii. So radii, when you join, they are forming the triangles, and the angle AOB is equals to angle COD. We have to prove. Now consider triangle AOB and triangle COD. In that, observe it, OA is equals to OC. This is nothing but side, which we call it as radii. Why radii? Radius is a singular, radii is a plural. OA is equals to OC. OA is equals to OC. Next. Now OB is equals to OD. This is also side, reason radii. Next. AB is equals to CD. This is side. Chords are equal. That is given in the question. You see here, by the criteria SSS, side. So triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COD by SSS criteria, side criteria. Once the triangles are congruent, we learned in the class, in the triangles chapter in this, and even in class 7th also, about this congruence criteria. Once the triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are equal. What are the corresponding parts? Therefore, corresponding parts, angle AOB is equals to angle COD by CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So therefore, equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Which is the center? O is the center. So angle AOB is equals to angle COD. Is it clear? Just we are taking by the criteria SSS, side and side. Understood? Right. Now theorem 10.2, which even we can say the converse of 10.1 theorem, which we can say the converse of 10.1 theorem. 10.2, if the angles subtended by the chords of a circle at the center are equal, then the chords are equal. That means now he given that in the statement that these angles are equal. These angles are equal. We have to prove that chords are equal. So given that in a circle with center O, angle AOB is equals to angle COD at the center. They both are at the center. That is given in the question. We have to prove that. Required to prove. What we have to prove? The chords are equal. AB is equals to CD. Both the chords are equal. For that, proof. So OA and OB, as in the previous week, as we understood that what is OA and what is OB, OC, OD. Yes, you are right. OA, OB, OC, OD are the radii of the circle. So consider triangle AOB and triangle AOB and triangle COD. Triangle AOB and triangle COD. In that OA is equals to OC, that is the side, and given that radii. Next, angle AOB is equals to angle COD, which is angle given in the statement that angles at the center are equal made by the chords. Next, OB is equals to OB is equals to OC. This is also side, which is nothing but radii. Now you tell me the congruence criteria which we obtained here, that is SAS. So triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COD by SAS congruence criteria. Once the triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are equal. So therefore, which are the corresponding parts? AB is equals to CD by CP. AB is equals to CD, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Hence, proved. We proved that the chords are equal by using the criteria SAS, side, angle, side. So he given that these two angles at the center made by the chords or angles are equal. We proved now the chords AB is equals to chord CD. AB and CD are equal chords in the circle. Is it clear, students? Right. Now we are seeing theorem 10.3. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. So here what he is saying in the statement, there is a circle with center O. This is center O. Chord is given. So AB is a chord. AB is a chord. From center O, a perpendicular drawn from center. This is our center. A line perpendicular drawn from the center to the chord. This is a perpendicular which makes 90 degrees. Here we locate the point M. So now perpendicular divides the line segment, that is a chord, bisects the chord, means which divides into two equal parts, that we have to prove. So given a circle with center O, in a circle with center O, AB is a chord, and OM is perpendicular to AB. OM is perpendicular to AB. We have to prove that M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint, which is nothing but AM is equals to BM. AM is equals to BM, that we have to prove. So construction. What is construction? Nothing. Just join O to A. O to A and O to B. Join OA and OB. What do you call OA and OB? Radii. Yes. Now proof. For proof, consider triangle OAM and triangle OBM. OAM and OBM. In that, as it is given perpendicular, angle OMA is equals to angle OMB is equals to 90 degrees, which we call it as right angle. Now, again, opposite to 90 degrees, what do you call? Hypotenuse. Opposite to 90 degrees, hypotenuse. So we can write OA is equals to OB, which is hypotenuse, but actually this is radii. They both are equal. OA is equals to OB, they both are radii of the circle. So we call it as opposite to 90 degrees, hypotenuse. And one common side, did you identify in both the triangles? Yes. What is that? OM. Good. So OM is equals to OM, which is side. RHS. What is the criteria you are getting now? RHS. So triangle, both the triangles, triangle OAM is congruent to triangle OBM by RHS congruence criteria. Once the triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts are equal. AM is equals to BM by CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Therefore, M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint of AB. M is the midpoint of AB. Here also M is the midpoint of AB. M is the midpoint of AB. Hence, proved. Understood? Which criteria we are using? RHS criteria. OA, OB are radii. Is it clear, students? Right. Now we will see fourth theorem, 10.4. 10.4 theorem. What is the statement that we see now? So 10.4. Look at the statement given in the book. 10.4 theorem. 10.4 is, now the line drawn through the center of a circle, the line drawn through the center of a circle, through the center of a circle, to bisect a chord, is perpendicular to the chord, perpendicular to the chord. So now what is the statement? The line drawn through the center of a circle to bisect a chord is perpendicular to the chord. Now the converse of 10.3 theorem. So he is saying that in a circle with center O, there is a chord. If you draw a line which bisects from the center to the chord, now he is given that M is the midpoint of AB. We have to prove that OM is perpendicular to AB, or angle OMA is equals to angle OMB is equals to 90 degrees. So given in this, given in a circle with a center O, AB is a chord and OM bisects AB. Bisects means what? AM is equals to BM. We have to prove that they both are angle OMA is equals to OMB, which is equal to 90 degrees. So required to prove angle OMA is equals to angle OMB is equals to 90 degrees. Now you see here again, join O to A, O to B. That is construction. Join OA and OB. Join OA and OB, which are radii. Now consider proof. Consider triangle OAM and triangle OBM. In that, OA is equals to OB. What is the reason? That is side and radii. OM is equals to OM side, which is common in both triangles. Now one more side. What about AM and BM? That is given in the question. So we can write AM is equals to BM. This is also side given, as M is the midpoint. Now you observe the criteria what we got. SSS criteria. So by the criteria side, the two triangles are congruent. So triangle OAM is congruent to triangle OBM by SSS, side and side congruence criteria. Once the triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts, which are angle OMA is equals to angle OMB by CP/CT. They both are equal, but they both are on the straight line. You observe angle OMA and angle OMB are on the straight line. So angles which have common arm and common vertex. You see, common arm, common vertex. So they are adjacent angles. Adjacent angles on a straight line form 180 degrees. We call it as, yes, the word is linear pair. Good. The word is linear pair. So angle OMA, but angle OMA plus angle OMB is equal to 180 degrees. Now OMA is equals to OMB. So we can write as angle OMA plus, in place of OMB you can write as OMA is equals to 180 degrees. Reason, angle OMA is equals to angle OMB. Now OMA 2 times. So 2 times of angle OMA is equals to 180 degrees. Then angle OMA, which is equals to 180 by 2, is equals to 90 degrees. So therefore, now you see here, therefore angle OMA is equals to angle OMB is equal to 90 degrees. We got. So OMA is equals to OMB is equal to 90 degrees. Hence, proved. What he is asking in the question? A line drawn through the center of a circle to bisect the chord OM is a bisector of AB. Now we have to prove that OM is a perpendicular, which makes 90 degrees at the point of contact where it is touching, where it is meeting. I hope you understood. So today we have discussed about the parts of the circles, and even we discussed 4 theorems: 10.1, 10.2, 10.3 and 10.4. I hope you understood what we have discussed, and again we will meet in the next class with the circles concept, which are left over further and further, the coming theorems 10.5, 10.6 and the leftover we will be discussing in the next session. I hope you understood. Thank you. We will meet again in the next session. Thank you.